So welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to this wonderful stream. We are going to go straight into this, and what we are going to look at today is definitely our app that you're working on. So what I would like you to do, if you've not yet subscribed to this stream, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe to the stream. That is one of the freest thing. It's one of the elements through which you can be able to support us effectively. Well, so if you would like to really support this journey of creating apps and hitting a tune of $500,000 just from Vibe-coded apps, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe to this stream. So we are going to continue with our app that we've worked on. It is mostly an app that allows people to store their valuables effectively. Well, they can store them and get to record where they have stored these valuables. So that is basically what it does. So when we look at the various items of this app, one of the items that we are working on, it is basically creating a very good and explanatory onboarding process that enables each and everyone who's going to use the app to understand what the app does. One of the reasons why we create a lengthy onboarding process is to ensure that we can let people know what the app is about, what does it do, so that they can make an informed decision. Remember, it's we are going to structure it to be a paid app where people pay a subscription fee to be able to access the main features of the app. So we need to structure the value very well so that they get to understand what they are paying for. If you'd love to follow this journey, I'm going again to call upon you to please subscribe as we continue to work on other areas of the app, which is quite amazing. So let's continue. So when you look at this screen, we have already set it up. We've set up logic of these rotating icons to ensure that they rotate and give a picture of the various people and who are looking happy while using our app, which is quite good and amazing. So let's continue. So this is the next screen that we have in our app. It's mostly talking about and asking if someone gets to miss place most of the important items. So let's continue. And also this screen, it is mostly trying to evoke the understanding that losing things costs time, energy, and peace. So it's trying to dig deeper into the problem, which is also quite an amazing thing. Now, when it comes to this one is simple. So it's just clarifying that you can know always know where your things are kept remembered, so you don't have to. So it's further making clarifications of mostly the value proposition of the app, which is quite important. So now when we go to this one is also very simple. It is mostly trying to also reaffirm and ask questions. What do you want kept to help with? What do you want kept to help with? Organize some items, track important documents, remember where I put things. So what do you want it to help you with? So you choose, and then so where do you store your most items? Do you store them at home or at office? So that's another option. Now this one gets to rather, let's go back. Let's go back to this one, the previous one. So I wanted to view that particular question that was mostly reaffirming more about this app. Now this one, it also reaffirms mostly the user to allow them create their first account. So and it further explains that accounts help you organize items by location. Most people start with their primary residence, so you can create your account effectively well. So when we continue to this, let's go back to this. When you look at the animation that we have here, the animation is quite simple. It is mostly to reaffirm the use of this app, that you can be able to create your folder and be able to keep records of where you kept various items. That's why you see we've created this animation where these different icons of different items drop into the folder to further reaffirm. Which animation is important because if you don't reaffirm that, then we lose out on the psychological spark that would be very good for us to reaffirm the use of our app. Remember, one of the most important things that you're going to get, it is to ensure that you prepare yourself to create something that is going to take users along the way of understanding what they're going to use your app for. And after that, that is when you're going to after you showing them the use of your app and then coming to the full understanding, that is when they are going to be able to make payment to your app. And that is much more better. So this is one of the screens that reaffirms that effectively well. So let's continue. So now for this screen, I want us to go here and add another tab here, because I believe one of the things that we need to explore, it is the way these items now currently this is how our screen looks, but what we would want this screen to look exactly like this. We would want it to look exactly like this with these vertical lines quite increased, so that means we are going to increase the space in between these particular cards, but also we are going to ensure that these circular cards that have numbers, that they are just besides the text cards, but they are positioned in the center of the top of that they are positioned here. They are on the sides, but their positioning is just in the center of the top width and the top and the bottom width of this particular card. So we need to position them very well. So what we are going to do, we are going to take a screenshot of this. Let's take a screenshot. Of this.
Un bajo profundo y palpitante entra con un ritmo de Latin House clásico y un cencerro energético. Sí, mantén esa energía justo ahí. La cima nos espera. ¡Vamos!
So what we are going to do, is to add on this particular
El camino fue duro, pero aquí estamos.
So let's copy this.
No hace falta duda que el ritmo nos guíe, buscando la gloria, que el mundo envidie. Mis pasos firmes, toco la grandeza. Esta es la meta que tengo en la cabeza. Lo logré, si lo logré ya.
So let's save this.
Si lo logré ya. Siente el impulso de llegar al final. Bajo las nubes, el éxito es real. El fuego interno arde en nuestro ser. Subiendo fuerte, nada que temer.
So let's go under.
Bajo todo es solo un punto pequeño. Dueños del triunfo, dueños del empeño. Se ve tan claro bajo el cielo azul. Todo es victoria, con fuerza Aarón atrás. Sigue subiendo, no mires jamás. Mi fe es roca, mi aliento es victoria. Dando el máximo, entrando en la historia. La historia, nuestra historia. El bajo desaparece, solo quedan la percusión, el cencerro y voces, pero potentes, más alto que.
So we've added that. Let's go here. We need to open up the screenshots that we made from Stitch. They are going to be very helpful. Remember, when we are creating this app, what we did, we first created the screenshots from Google Stitch, and after creating these screenshots, we shifted the screenshots to our app using the Google Stitch MCP, and after shifting them, then we have them. We want to look at how they are created. First of all, the reason that's why we are opening up Stitch is that we want to look at this particular screenshot, and that is going to give us an overview of what we want to refine. So let's continue. So we are going to refine in this particular screen. Now, when it comes to this screen, we are going to refine it. First of all, I want you to look at the layout of the cards and of the rectangular cards that have the text and the icons. And I want you to look at the layout of the circular cards that have the numbers. These cards are laid out perfectly well in the reference image. And when it comes to the spacings in between these cards, it is quite set up very well. So when you look at the reference image, I've tried to restructure the exact kind of positioning where the circular cards should be, and also the exact kind of increased spacing that we should have in between these rectangular cards, and also increasing on the height of the dashes that are in between the circular cards. I want you to look at the reference image, and when you look at the reference images, it is acting as an illustration of how these elements should be aligned. And when you look at it, I want you to restructure the alignings of our elements. The content that is there, like the numbers and the text and the icons, we are going to keep them. But particularly when it comes to the icons, I want you to use 3D icons that are colored using different kinds of colors to ensure that you bring out the illustration of what this screen is trying to communicate, but ensure that in terms of placings of these elements, look at the reference screen and refer to how these items are positioned and be able to position them exactly just like that. Now, for that reason, I'm referencing the master prompt. If you are looking to work on this prompt, first of all, you're going to give me an implementation plan that entails this particular prompt, and you're going to restructure it based on the structure that we have in the master prompt. Now, when it comes to this particular implementation plan that you're going to create, ensure that the rules that are in these 3 documents that I've referenced, the skills document, the front-end skills, and the themes, all those rules should be followed when you're creating the implementation plan for this particular refinement. Give me the implementation plan, I'll review it, and after I can approve and we'll make the changes. So let's continue. For the people who have not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe to this particular channel and support us on our journey to hit $500,000. We are on a quest to hit $500, and we are going to do this through Vibe Coded Apps. So if you like to be a part of the process, if you want to view us do this, which we are doing this through the use of various web apps that you're building and automations that you're building for other people, but you're also working on our in-house apps, and this is one of the apps that we're working on. So if you want to view what we're doing, I'm going to call upon you, please subscribe so that you can be able to follow along, but also you can be able to like the video. You can click on the notification button to ensure that you get notifications whenever we drop a new live stream. So do not hesitate to fully support us, and it is one of the most important things that you can be able to do for us. So if you're looking to fully support us, then that would be fine. And we are on the quest to work on this particular screen. We are trying to refine its elements mostly. So let's go here. So this is one of the diagrams that we've drawn. This is what we had in terms of the elements, but we are trying to space this to ensure that the spacings in between these cards is quite increased. So we've screenshotted this and we've taken it to our app, and it's trying to restructure how these cards are going to appear. It's trying to restructure how these cards are going to appear, and with that it has created several 3D icons, and it's also going to give us an implementation plan. So we want to first of all look at the implementation plan. The reasons why we review these implementation plans is because it is very good when you are really coding out to get to know what is the agent going to do, because these agents are mostly understand when you've given them a particular context, and that is what we are doing. Because when you look at this instruction, it is quite detailed. We have several sections. Let me go through these sections. We have the first section, which is the task. So the task is what we really want to change in brief. So the context, I can say this is the description, the large description of exactly what we want to change on that screen, and that we follow it with the issue. What is the particular issue? Where are the issues? Where do we find the issues that we want to work on? they are also noted very well, and then we follow that with a huge and granular request. That is like the amplified task. Then the note is like it tells the agent not to alter the code that is existing. It's only going to work on this particular request that we've given it. And then after that, we have the persona. So you see, like, let's read this persona. The persona says, you are a senior React Native plus Expo engineer specializing in UI and UX fidelity, modern front-end design systems, and highly polished mobile layouts. So this persona, we create personas for each agent because we want these agents to understand if they are going to attempt this task, how from what perspective are they really going to attempt it? How do they really need to behave? Which type of engineer do they really need to? Because I believe the structures are much more important and quite good, but we also have the format. And the tone, we want it to be professional, precise, and deeply focused on high fidelity design execution. So it's mostly working on the designs, and that is what we want it to work on. For the people who have just joined, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe so that you don't miss out on the content that we do. Most of the content that we are doing this content to ensure that we showcase what we do. We know there are other people who are doing what they're doing in terms of building mobile apps in a different way. We are doing it in a different way, but we want to showcase this. I want to showcase this, what I get to do, so that at least you can get a glimpse of what you can do, because some of the people think that is quite complex, but for me it's not complex. You can be able to do it. If I learned how to do it and I can be able to do it, I believe you can be able to do it. But if I get to share this journey, I believe it's going to inspire much more people who are in this particular journey. So if you want to follow the journey, please, again, I'm going to call upon you. Subscribe so that you join the journey, and I believe you're going to hit the tune of $500,000. That is something that we can do. It is something that we can be able to hit if we really put in the effort. So join me so that you keep me accountable. I already have a team of over 200 and rather 2,000 and 100 people. Actually, we've hit 2,114 subscribers who are already keeping me accountable on this journey. But I believe as the team, as our community keeps growing, I'm going to even take this much more serious. Sure that we give them to the clients who are going to enable us hit this figure, because most of the apps that we are creating, they are functional apps that are solving problems, and when you get to solve a problem for particular people, they get to pay you. So that is what I'm doing precisely. So he's trying to insert the images. Let's wait out for that. So this is what we are basically trying to do. We had a screen that we worked on earlier. So the reason why we are using illustrations are very good, because when you have a functionality that you want to create, it becomes quite easy. So let's go back to our earlier screen. So this was our earlier screen that we created. As we are creating this, when you look at this and you look at the illustration that we had, the illustration is very simple, but we wanted this animation for the icons. Given that this screen was illustrating the keeping of items, we wanted to animate it and ensure that these items are falling into this particular folder, to show that you can be able to create your first folder and be able to track various items from where you've kept them. So it the art of creating these elements, mostly the animated items, it is mostly comes down to the functionality that you are relating with. It comes down to the functionality you are relating with, and when it comes to vibe coding, that is the beauty of vibe coding, because you can look at something, internalize it, to create a visual layout, and then give it to the agent, and the agent is going to really execute it the way you want. So that is what we worked on earlier, and currently we are working on this. We are going to review what we are working on, and then we can be able to view what we've done. If you've not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe and join our journey. It's an amazing journey, and I believe we can be able to benefit effectively from it.
the common ground. Silent as a seed, making a holy sound. Rise up. It's the climb through the grind to the light. Keep reaching. Every branch is a prayer for the height. Steady now. Weather in the season till the fruit is ripe. Manifest the essence in the middle of the fight. Just keep growing. Don't mind the storm.
So it has worked on it.
It's just wind. The essence is eternal. Peace manifest. One.
I think it has created image related icons, but I think we can be able to change these to simple icons, just simple icons.
Deep in the dusty books, names carved in the stone. Found my face in
So
the
let's wait for it to
Just a number
finish up.
on the page. Just a number. Blood soaked in the dirt. Sweet fruit from the struggle. I'm floating on the truth. Reality starts to shift. The art
So the aligning was done very well. So let's continue to
wear it like a shield. Walking through the dark. Knowledge is the only weapon. They can't lock the mind.
So let's look at the icons. Now, when it comes to the icons, I want you to look at the icons that we have
Just touching the sky.
on the
Know yourself, feel the way. Knowledge is the way out. Way out. Armor made of history, shielding from the storm.
so when it comes to the how it works, look at those icons and their style and create new icons on the how it works screen that fully explain that process. That means for these three icons you are going to create new icons, but the style of the icons refer to what we already, the style that we already have on the first account, and be able to update that.
To breathe. Resilience in the DNA. In the code. No more running from it. Facing every single ghost. Success is a lonely hill.
So given that we've already created these type of icons, which are quite good, the latest icons that we had on the first rather on the how it works screen, they are not really coming out well. So we are using this screen as a sample in terms of the icons, and so we can be able to update that, and after updating it we are going to review it. Going to call upon the people who have not yet subscribed to please subscribe and join our journey. We're on a journey to hit $500,000, and we are going to hit this through the various apps that we are going to vibe code in public. So we are doing this in public, must importantly to inspire the people who are out there, people who would love to create apps, but also we would love to create it to ensure that the community keeps me accountable throughout this whole journey. So I want it to function as an accountability space where I get to come each and every day and work on these elements as you're seeing, because I believe that kind of journey is much more important. If I created these items and I was just doing it myself, it wouldn't really be a learning point for other people. But for me, what is more important is to showcase it as a learning point for other people to be able to learn from and get to understand that these machines are very powerful, that you can be able to code out. What I'm using currently, it is a Google Anti-Gravity, the IDE, which is quite powerful with the different kinds of extensions and things like MCPs and skills that you can add to it and be able to improve its performance. So let's wait out for these particular icons that were created. It's trying to look at it and it's trying to recreate icons that are much more better. Let's go to what it has done, because this was our previous screen that we created. Now these are the icons that we are able to get, which is quite good, because there is no any kind of animation when it comes to this particular screen. It's quite simple, so we wanted to keep it like that. So and that's good, given that we are working with mostly the stitcher elements that we got, and also given that we are using Excalibur to create illustrations, and we are turning those illustrations into functional screens, it's quite easy, because earlier we had screenshots that we created. They were basic, they are good, but they were basic. So given that we want to transform the look of this process to be much more engaging, that's why we are working effectively well to ensure that we refine this. So this is what we have. That was the first what was created, then we transformed it just a little bit to this, which is quite simple. So we are going to go to the next screen. So this is our card. Our card is looking good, but we are going to make changes to that. I think we are going to go to Pinterest. Pinterest is very good when it comes to giving illustrations. Let's go to that. For the people who are not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe to the stream. You should subscribe, because when you subscribe, you hold me more accountable on this journey. But most importantly, I believe the process is also as equally important as a product. So we are going to learn more. So we're going to say map UI card. Given that this is a location related kind of screen, it's quite basic, but we can refine a few things onto it. Let's try to decrease it so that we can be able to view these elements very well.
A general of a ghost battalion in suits. The interior is red like the battlefield. 12-cylinder engine screaming louder than the voice.
So let's go back. This is one of the images that is quite fascinating. When I look at it, it can work for us in this card, because the card that we have currently, it's this white card. It's quite basic, but we can use this kind of image, and then on this image we leave this icon present, and this one tap card, which is black, present in this. So we can use this. Let's first of all save that, but we can also get something which is quite more illustrative. Let's click on this.
No surrender in the middle of the luxury. I own the demons that used to own me. Now they work.
So let's click on this. This also can be
It just gets more expensive.
could be much more better. So this is quite also good. So of the two, I'm contemplating on what to use, but this is more illustrative. This one, the other one had a map-like kind of background, which was good, but this one is much more illustrative, which is quite great. I mean, I would love to also use it. We also have this one. We have this one. This is what we can use. Basically, what we're trying to refine the look of these screens, because if you have these screens when they are quite just generic, they never really bring out what you want. This is also the other card that we have, which is quite good. So it can also work in terms of trying to show the illustration of the location and the path of the location, which is also good. The path of the location. So we are. I'm working with 3 icons that I'm using as for illustration purposes. Okay, let's go here. So one is this. One is this. I love this because the illustrations themselves, in terms of how the distance to the location of the item is highlighted, we can pick that. But even this one, when it comes to the roadmap, we can also pick it. It's good. Finally, the other image that we are going to work with, it is this. So I think I'm first of all going to try and combine the 3 images into giving a single kind of illustration for this. If you're not able, then we shall choose one. If you're following up, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe to the stream. So let's go here. I'm trying to work on this because it's quite good. So this is the screen that we are working on. Let's re-highlight it here. So let's attach these elements. The reason as why you would love to use mostly illustrative elements, because these agents are going to understand more when you are making explanations of what you want to refine as per that screen, but they will understand even much more better when you give illustrations of images, which makes it quite great. So now let's put in a lengthy request, and from the request we are going to look at how that card has been transformed. So let's go back here. So this is the same item location screen. Let's so it's which is 10 of 24. That is the number of the screen. So now let's give the instruction. Now when it comes to this screen, I want us to transform the look of the card that is on this screen. This card has a location icon and a text, which is the one tap text. So this text and the one tap text on is going to be maintained. Now when it comes to the illustrations of the screens that I've attached, there are 3 screens, but I want you to look at them and be able to create out of them, be able to create one element. When it comes to the first screen, it is mostly showing the map-like structure of the background, so we can be able to include that. Then the next screen is showing the navigation kind of structure, which is having a blue kind arrow, which is showing navigation. So we can include that to ensure that we show the navigation of where someone could be and where their item could be stored. Now when it comes to the third card, rather to the third reference image, that has a very brightened text of distance in terms of kilometers or meters of where the person could be standing and where them could be currently. So we can use these 3 illustrations of the screenshots to ensure that we amalgamate them into one particular card by creating a card that shows illustrations of how someone can click one tap to remember where their item is stored exactly, and they can navigate to that particular area. So I want you to look at the screenshots, and when you look at the screenshots, I want you as a senior UI engineer to look at these 3 screenshots. The first one, it is for the background. The second one, it is for picking the navigation structure, and the third one is for showing the texts of how long we are, what distance is remaining to reach that particular item that we stored in a particular area, and try to recreate the appearance of this card to take up these 3 elements from the 3 reference screens. So let's try to reference our master prompt, because it is essential that for each element we handle, we reference it. Now, when it comes to this particular instruction, I want you to restructure this into a candid and solid implementation plan using the master prompt structure that we have in our master prompt that I've referenced. So let's reference these documents. Given that when we are creating this app, we first of all used Google Anti-Gravity to create a React Native boilerplate, and the reason as why we created a boilerplate is because we wanted to have a structure of layout of systematism when we are creating these apps, and to ensure that most of the things like the fonts, the colors are given that we are creating an app that has both light mode and dark mode, and also our app entails things like translations of the languages. We wanted to create them very well, and then we've integrated a functionality that is mostly in Cloud Code, which is called Cloud Skills, where we get to have a layout of various functionalities that we want that are maintainable in our app, and we create documents for those. So for each and every instructions, we always want to integrate them so that the implementation plan that has been laid out follows that kind of structure. So let's continue. Now, when you're creating the implementation plan, I want you to ensure that the implementation plan that you've created follows the instructions that we have in this particular documents in regards in as far as the creation or following the rules of the particular constants that we have in our app is concerned. So let's continue. For the people who have not yet subscribed, we are working on our item storage app. It's quite progressing. We've already created these 24 screens. We created them through Cloud Code, which is also integrated into Google Anti-Gravity. But now what we are trying to refine, we are refining the look of these screens, because what we created, it is what we got from Google Stitch. Google Stitch was very helpful in the start, but the screens were quite generic. So we are trying to transform that from the generic part of the screens to something much more granular and much more better. So if you love the content that we are putting out, please do not hesitate to subscribe. Do not hesitate to subscribe. And when you subscribe, you keep me accountable in the process, because it is quite amazing to ensure that each and everything is followed to the letter. So I always want to continue creating this content in a much more better way, and the way I get to follow along is by you keeping me accountable in that way. So if you love what we do, you can please subscribe. So let's wait for the outcome, and then we can be able to review the implementation plan and approve it. So let's continue. So let's wait out for the refinements, and then we are going to look at them. And so let's continue. So basically what we are trying to change, we are trying to change the look of this particular icon because it's quite basic and generic. So we want to change it, transform it so that we get a very different look from what we have, which is not good. So we want to change it and get something much more better. And what we've done, we've given the agent 3 particular reference screenshots, which we believe with these reference screenshots they are going to allow us get it done. So let's proceed. Let's proceed with making these refinements so that our card looks much more better. Currently it's good, but it's basic, so that's why I've decided to make changes to it. So let's wait for these changes. We're going to review them. For the people who have not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe to this. It's quite important that you get to subscribe and follow along.
The edge is afraid and the color is fading, but I see beat. But I see the way you were looking at me. We were just just kids trying to build a kingdom on a foundation.
So let's reload that.
Nothing but laughter and hope. It wasn't perfect, but it was our truth. It wasn't perfect, but it was our truth. And I wouldn't trade a single heavy day for a lifetime of easy grace. I still feel the way you held me, like a soft fire against the winter sky. We had to let it go.
So this is
Now I see beauty.
our first screen. It's the first look of our screen.
Just a simple magic take of love.
It's quite amazing. Let's continue.
You taught me how to take a
The rest of the screenshots.
felt like it was closing in.
Now we
Through the seasons hand in
the look of the app itself is changing by the day, because we are making refinements to these steps and how they appear, which is quite amazing.
your influence since waist and eye is no bitterness.
It's quite amazing. For the people who have not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe to this stream and keep me accountable. We are on the journey to hit $500,000 through vibe coded apps. We are doing this only through vibe coding apps. So if you want to fully get to learn in the process, but also keep me accountable on this amazing journey, please subscribe to the stream.
Just a simple magic take of
So these are some of the screens that we've already created.
These times are only that river flows one, but I can still pull the feel of tide.
Now for the screen that has been generated, the screen is quite perfect. The screen is good and perfect, but I think when it comes to the
Like a soft fire against the winter sky.
the roadmap, let's reshare that image because the image was quite good. Let's reshare that image which was showing the roadmap here.
Just a sweet memory.
And improve on this. Now when it comes to the background image, you've done a very amazing job. You've done a very amazing job when it comes to the background image. And also for the pointer, I love the fact that you've placed it there. Now what you're going to do when it comes to the roadmap kind of illustration that shows where that particular item could be located and how you can get to it, I want you to look at the image that I've reattached. So that means instead of just having a single arrow, like an arrow image that you've created that is showing, is pointing up where that item could be, I want you to try and re-emulate that kind of illustration that we have, which is showing like a road where or a direction kind of illustration where that particular item is. So try to emulate that and re-include it. So that means you're going to maintain the background image, but to it you're going to add something that is illustrative, just like what you see in the screenshot, which is the reference screenshot. Study it and understand it, and then from there you can be able to replicate that kind of style. When it comes to the texts, align them in the center from the right to the left. So those are the instructions that you're going to refine for this particular screen. The rest of the items that you've included, they are okay. So also when it comes to the location icon, which is also in our card, ensure that at the end of the arrow, where the arrow ends, that's where the location icon should be, and that is going to illustrate very well that this is the exact spot where the item is. But first of all, look at the reference image that I provided and study it, and then be able to reproduce it. So you're going to maintain the background image, but you're going also to change the illustration of where the item is located. Let's make that change. We have a first illustration, but I feel it's missing something in terms of the illustrations. So let's go here and I show you what I believe is quite good. So that is good. That is good in terms of the illustrations, because when you look at it, has quite amazing elements. So let's look at what it's creating in terms of the code and how we can review that. This one in the image is quite good. This one is quite good because it's illustrative. It is showing where that particular item could be. So if you add this to our card, I believe it would work much more. For illustrative purposes, it's going to work much more better than the other. So that's why I'm prioritizing that. So for the people who have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to the stream, because it is quite important that you follow this journey. But also, I believe that along the way, you're going to learn lots of things as we get to do this.
Watching the hawks from the fire escape. Every breath is a heavy weight. Stay awake, no rest for the woke soul. Translate the pain into a higher code.
So let's look at what it has done in terms of the illustrations. Because it has created an image, I thought it was going to create something that is not image related, but illustrative in that way. But let's look at what it has generated, and we shall review it.
Reject the fake, the shiny, the new. Analyze the pattern of the street fight. Black ink bleeding on the page tonight. Black ink bleeding on the page tonight. No soft edges, only jagged lines.
So I'm getting an error. Given that it is still creating, let me hope it captures this error. If it has not yet captured it, let's get this error, send it to the current problems, accept this, and then run it.
Ancestors watching through grime. I manifest the truth one bar at a time. Dismantle the lies with a surgical strike. This is the life that the warriors like. Warriors. Stay focused. Yeah. Maintain the science.
So let's look at some. So I think it created an image to show where the items are, but it's good. Let's refine these few things. Now I think you created the image very well. That shows where these items are, but I think you should currently this image has a black background structure. You should remove that illustration should be placed upon the map with the background removed. So that means you're going to refine that to make it a transparent image. Also, you need to ensure that with this change, currently the one tap card is not viewable very well. It's a bit cut off. Also, the tab that is above, which is showing the kilometers, it is quite cut off. So we also need to just make a little bit of refinement in that and ensure that they are very much visible on the screen. So let's remove the transparent screen and refine that. So let's refine that, because currently we wanted to combine the three elements and view how they are the screeners are coming out. It's quite not coming out. Let me try to give another instruction. I'm going to reattach the image that we want. So how I've reattached the image that shows the illustration of mostly where someone can understand that they can keep something and be able to track the location. So if we are not using generating images and we are using something that shows like a road of where in terms of the use of logic from the maps, like let's say when you look at Google Maps, it has the structure where someone can show you, let's say if someone is moving from point A to point B, where it shows that someone is moving. So can we use that kind of illustration? Because when you look at the reference image that I've repasted, it has that kind of illustration. It's not basically an image. So without creating another image and removing that specific image, can you create that kind of structure so that you put it, can we have something like that to illustrate in a much more better way? Also, when you're doing that, ensure that the card that is above, which is showing the kilometers, and the card that is below, the one tap card, are all visible completely very well. Currently they are being cut off somewhere, somehow, so please refine that. So the image that we are having currently, it's not showing, bringing out the illustration that we would want to have. So I've zeroed down to making changes to that to use these items are going to be, which is quite better. It's much more better than what we have. For people who are not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe to the stream and support things. I'll learn lots of things from you. You'll learn lots of things from how I get to do my kind of vibe coding, and I believe it's going to be a beautiful journey. So please subscribe, and thank you. So let's work on this, and we shall review it. So let's wait for it to create whatever it is creating, and then we shall review it. So what we wanted just to create a native kind of route. We wanted to use something that is native in terms of navigation to bring it out in a much more better way. And so let's work on that, and we shall review it.
Pura, desde el barro hasta el trono, nunca paramos.
So I think it's updating because it wants to create a native route, and from that native route we shall look at what it has produced and then analyze it. So now we have the implementation plan. Let's proceed to implement this.
Gifted bags from Paris, artillery strikes hitting the penthouse balcony. Survival is the only brand I truly wear. Stains on the silk that never come out. Clean it up. A massacre happened in the master suite. I just bought a new house to forget. Heavy head resting on a silk pillowcase. War scars looking like expensive designer labels. Still winning. Managing the chaos like a corporate board meeting. The trauma is just a tax on the crown. Victory tastes like cold iron and vintage wine. The cost of the throne. Sipping aged scotch to drown the sirens. Body count is high in the mental ledger. Check the math. Check the math. Cook the bitterness in a copper pot. Served it cold to the ghosts in the cellar. Every nightmare.
So it has brought it very well, but let's bring this. So in terms of the navigation directions of the routes, I want you to look at the route that we have in this particular image. The route is quite bending and illustrative in a much more better way. So we are going to keep the blue color for the navigation route, but in terms of the bendings of the illustrations, I want you to re-emulate what you see on this particular image, which is quite much more better. So in terms of the bendings of the navigation route, I want you to emulate the layout that you see for the navigation route on this particular image, but the rest of the things should be kept as they are. Even the color of the navigation route, we're going to keep it in blue, but the bendings of how it is moving along, please try to emulate what we have on this particular image. And as a senior UI engineer, try to clone exactly that kind of bending that we have in this image. So let's refine that. I believe it's going to come out as one of the finest screens that we have on this. Very onboarding process. For the people who have not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe to the stream content. When you subscribe, you keep me accountable, but I can promise you that each and every day I'm going to be streaming, and I'm going to show you how I get to build out both web apps and mobile apps. So the process is for you to just subscribe and be able to tune in. That's all. And I believe that is one of the most important things that you can do for this particular app, and ensure that everything is set up very well. So we're going to say proceed. So yes, it is creating the navigation, but it's not mapping out very well. I think when it comes to the navigation, you're not capturing the illustration, the navigation route very well. It's kind of distorted. That means you're not using a dependency that is very good when it comes to these navigation routes. I want you to find the most efficient dependency for this and be able to employ it, because what we want that navigation route to emulate what users will effectively see. And what I'm seeing currently now it is showing the navigation route with elements that are kind of straight and broken, which is not working at all. So I want you to look for a dependency, a React Native or Expo dependency that can fully nail this, install it, and be able to capture that navigation route perfectly well. Look at the image that I've reinstalled. Look at the images that I've reinstalled. You can be able to install a dependency like that specifically focuses on navigation routes and maybe maps, and ensure that you pick out that element that can really bring out can clone the look of the navigation routes that we have in the sample images. That will be fine. Try to work on that so that we nail it very well.
My spirit ever strong. I carry my own load. Now I know where I belong. The fire starts to burn deep inside. The table starts.
So let's work on that and improve it. Who have not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe to our channel as we go on to work on this, and we are going to nail it perfectly well.
Sweet life every day.
So he's trying to install a React Native SVG. So meanwhile, I think we can look at Expo maps and we can look at an element like Expo maps is quite amazing, so you can be able to execute this task. If we fail with this particular element, then definitely we are going to employ Expo maps, because I believe Expo maps will fix this and we'll get the perfect element for what we want, because currently we are failing to execute it very well with a React Native SVG, which is the dependency that we had employed for this particular illustration. If we are not able, then we're going to switch the dependency and be able to implement it quite well. So we shall look into that. Let it try to give us the illustration that we want. If we're not able to nail it with React Native SVG, then definitely we're going to employ Expo maps, because it should show the navigation from one place to another. So for the people who have not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe to the stream. It's amazing. We get to work on such an app, which is quite good, but for you to follow our journey through you subscribing. It is one of the most amazing things that you can ever do for me and this particular channel. So if you want to follow along, that is the only thing that I request from you, to follow and get to see this journey unfold effectively well. Let's work on this. If it's not progressing the way we want it, then we're going to use another dependency, but definitely we are going to nail it. That one I'm very sure that we're going to nail it. Yes, I think we've started to, we are starting to get it. Yes, the path has been created, but I want the perfect path. This has been created, but it's not the path that I want. Let's go back to our reference image. It has been generated, but it's not the path that I want. So actually, when it comes to the this particular image, let me go here. Let's bring that image there, but we are also going to try this with cloud code. Let's put this. Now when it comes to the style of the navigation route, I want you to look at this current image and look at its exact style of the navigation route. That is what I want. The navigation route is not so huge in terms of the width of the route, but it's quite bending. So look at that kind of style and clone that particular style and replicate it into our app, given that now you've employed the React Native SVG dependency. So let's work on that. But meanwhile, I believe we can go to cloud code. Let me use the browser here, and I am just going to employ that particular image. I'm going to bring that particular image and try to maybe create a code for React Native maps, and try to rather Expo maps. Now when it comes to the reference image that I've attached, I want you to look at the navigation route. I want you to look at that particular navigation route. I want you to clone that exact navigation route using Expo Maps API. Just give me a code snippet, a single code snippet that fully outlines that very well. The job is to clone the exact layout and the bendings over that navigation route. So now we have already the implementation plan. Let's proceed to implement this as Cloud Code also tries to nail it. I'm going to call upon the people who have not yet subscribed to this channel. Please subscribe and please hold me accountable.
Está frío, pero quemamos por dentro. Seda fina bebiendo de tu copa. Me gusta cómo me miras al bailar, fijando tu vista entrando en el ritmo. No hace falta hablar, que el bajo se exprese, buscando la vibra que el mundo desea. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado. El pulso urbano yendo suave, subiendo el calor. Abajo todo es solo un rastro blanco. Dueños del techo, dueños de la noche. Te ves también bajo la luz plateada. Todo va rápido, pero lo hacemos bien. Olvida el resto, miran desde afuera. Mi piel es sal, tu aliento en mi cuello, dándote más de lo que esperabas. Lo que esperabas. Más alto que la luna, girando en el lugar. No me sueltes más, aquí somos libres. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado. En nuestros pies fluyendo suave, subiendo el calor. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado. El pulso urbano yendo suave, subiendo el calor. Bajo el cielo suave, sí. La corriente.
Sonido de estática de vinilo y un bombo pesado. Sí, es el momento. Desde el asfalto hasta la cima. Scratches de DJ. Nací entre bloques de cemento gris, masticando el polvo de la derrota cotidiana. No pedí permiso para entrar al juego. Cada tropiezo fue una lección de fuerza. Caminando sobre el vidrio roto del barrio, sin monedas pero con el hambre intacta. Miraba hacia arriba, buscando el sol, mientras mis botas lanzada como cimiento. Construyendo mi imperio sobre suelo inestable. La calle no perdona al que duda. Aquí la debilidad se paga con silencio, con silencio. Subiendo la escalera hecha de cicatrices, del suelo al cielo sin mirar atrás, sin mirar atrás. Haciendo que el dolor trabaje para mí. Hoy domino lo que ayer me golpeaba. Lo domino todo. Mi disciplina es un arma cargada.
And so let's wait for
No dependo de la suerte ni el azar. Esto es matemática pura y sudor frío. Cada puerta cerrada fue un impulso nuevo. Un motor rugiendo en mi pecho vacío.
the app to load up
Me
very well.
dijeron que no llegaría lejos. Ahora ven mi sombra cubriendo su bloque. No uso joyas para brillar en la sombra. Mi valor se mide en golpes aguantados. Soy el arquitecto de mi propio destino, transformando el veneno en medicina amarga. Subiendo la escalera hecha de cicatrices, del suelo al cielo sin mirar atrás, sin mirar atrás. Haciendo que el dolor trabaje para mí. Hoy domino lo que ayer me golpeaba. Lo domino todo. Mírame ahora, firme en la cumbre.
And so let's load it and be able to review it.
No olvide el sabor de la escasez. Eso es lo que mantiene mi fuego vivo. Respeto ganado con sangre y rimas, sin vender el alma al mejor postor. Soy el ejemplo de la voluntad inmensa, el que convirtió el muro en puente, pisando fuerte sobre la envidia ajena. Mi nombre retumba en los callejones viejos. Hice la caída un salto eterno, y del fracaso mi mayor trofeo. El ritmo se filtra y queda solo el bajo. Resiliencia pura, desde el barro hasta el trono. Nunca paramos. Cicatrices de oro. Ja. Final abrupto con golpe de caja.
Yep. And check out these screens. well, the element that we wanted to work on, it's not coming out very well. Let's bring our code that we created here. I'm thinking that when it comes to the navigation route, cloning the exact style of the navigation route, we can use that I've pasted. Maybe we can use React Native Maps, or maybe Expo Maps, which is a very cooler, even much more better, to ensure that we can nail this perfectly well. So let's try out another API and see how it comes out. So we are going to change it's trying to navigate to change the implementation plan. So let's go back and look at our code. So let's look at this implementation plan. Thing is, I would prefer this implementation plan to So let's also remove this walkthrough. So I want you to implement this exact logic using Expo Maps. So I believe it's going to come out even much more better instead of using React Native SVG, because earlier we used SVG and it did not meet the expectations of what we were in terms of cloning the exact navigation path that we wanted. So please change that in the implementation plan. So let's change that and refine it. Well, the navigation there. So let's stop on. Let's share the brief documentation for this. So let's go to the documentation and copy it. Let's go back. See as I flow. The fire start to burn deep inside. The table start to turn from my side. Almost see my level. So let's share this documentation. It will allow us to So let's install Expo Maps and use it for this navigation. But my spirit ever strong. I carry my own load. Now I know where I belong. Oh. And then we shall review it. Every day, no more walking for the dark. We just fly. Everything's soft now. Everything's soft now. Everything's sad. So let's wait for that installation to be done. And then we are going to review it.
Un bajo profundo y palpitante entra con un ritmo de Latin House clásico y un cencerro energético. Mantén esa energía justo ahí. Solo tú y el cielo. Vamos. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado. El pulso urbano late en nuestros pies, fluyendo suave, subiendo. termina bebiendo de tu copa. Me gusta cómo me miras al bailar. No hace falta hablar, que el bajo se exprese, buscando la vibra que el mundo desea. Tus manos bajan, me acerco a tu piel. Esta es la parte que más me gusta. Lo que más, sí, me gusta más. Siente la corriente al tocarnos tú y yo. Bajo las estrellas nunca es demasiado. El pulso urbano late en nuestros pies, fluyendo suave, subiendo el calor. Siente la corriente al tocarnos.
And so let's wait for that update. We wanted to replace in the location of rather creating the navigation route
Abajo todo es solo un rastro blanco, dueños del techo, dueños de la noche. Te ves tan bien bajo la luz plateada.
with the use of
Todo va rápido, pero lo hacemos bien.
Expo Maps, which is quite much more better than what we had earlier. So let's wait for that replacement to pan out, and then we approve the implementation plan and get to see this. So let's proceed. Let's proceed with making the change, then we shall review it. Yes, the layout is good, but we've not yet achieved what we wanted in terms of the navigation route. We wanted a dynamic navigation route that clones the exact routes that we gave in terms of the image. That is what we wanted. So we are going to work on it and approve it very well. Yeah, for the people who have not yet subscribed, I'm going to call upon you to please subscribe to this. Subscribe and tune in. So that you can follow along, because when you subscribe, it is something that keeps me going. But most importantly, I believe in the journey of learning as you get to do something. So I believe in the journey you're going to learn lots of things as we get to the point of hitting $500,000 in revenue, which I'm very sure we are going to hit with these products that we are creating. So if you want to be a part of the journey, I bet it's not a one-day journey, it's a lengthy journey, but I believe we shall get there. It's just a matter of time and consistency on what we are developing, and ensuring that we are developing products that people want and reaching out to the people who truly need these products. So let's look at the refinements that is being made in terms of the navigation route. The rest of the elements were set up the way we wanted them, but I think it's just this navigation route that has not been set up the way we want. So let's wait for the refinement to take place.
I know you're waiting, she talk. I just look your walk. How much for your heart? I get the cash, I get the grace, no be smarting, I carry for pocket. Wait, wait, wait. I know be debt, I be walker. I pay the price for your love. I pay the price. Baby, tell me your last price. I see the way you move for this song. Market people, they shout my name, but I only see your face, my lady. Only you, only you. Make we bargain, make we talk. Talk to me. Your matter don't occupy my head, oh. Price no be the issue, no be issue. Just talk to me. Lagos market too loud, but your voice be like song. Last price, last price. Yeah.
Check the frequency. Gray slab, slabs, trap the heat. Boots crunch on broken glass bits. Keep the mind sharp, cold blade style. Scavengers hunt where the metal pipes rust. Industry vultures circling the block. I maintain a stance, feet planted deep. Brick walls talk, but I don't listen. Mathematics of the gutter calculate the risk. Sharp focus in a blurry zone. Hold the vision tight, don't let it slip. Timberland prints in the slushy suit. Mental fortress, doors bolted shut. Watching the hawks from the fire escape. Watching the hawks from the fire escape. Every breath is a heavy weight. Stay awake, no rest
so let's
for the woke
continue.
soul. Translate the pain into a higher code. The mind's the weapon.
I'm working on this.
Stay alert. Gray slabs, mental work. Keep the focus, never deviate. Still will watch the heavens rotate. Hardcore rhythms for the enlightened few. Reject the fake, the shiny, the new. Analyze the pattern of the street fight. Analyze the pattern of the street fight. Black ink bleeding on the page tonight. No soft edges, only jagged lines. Building a temple in the ruins of time. They sell out for $1 in a name. I remain solid, immune to the game.
So let's look at what we have in terms of
esoteric thoughts in a crude space.
The refined elements.
Ancestors watching through the grind. I manifest as watching through grime. I manifest the truth one bar at a time. Dismantle the lies with a surgical strike. This is the life that the warriors like. The mind's the weapon. Pay thicket, stay alert. Gray slabs, mental work. Keep the focus, never deviate. Still will watch the heavens rotate. The heavens rotate. Warriors. Stay focused.
So you're still sorting out some errors that were presenting themselves, and I believe after that we can be able to review what has been refined. We are currently working on this navigation route. It's not quite what we wanted.
Check the ledger.
We want it refined.
Custom armor hidden under the ostrich skin coat. Front lines in the lobby of the Plaza Hotel. Mental state like a cracked marble floor. Walking over glass and $6,000 loafers. Watch your step. Grenades hidden in the gifted bags from Paris. Artillery strikes hitting the penthouse balcony. Survival is the only brand I truly wear. Stains on the silk that never come out. Clean it up. A massacre happened in the master suite. I just bought a new house to forget. Heavy head resting on a silk pillowcase. War scars looking like expensive designer labels. Still winning. Managing the chaos like a corporate board meeting. The trauma.
So we're still having these errors. Let's send them to the agent and fix them. I believe after that we shall be able to review what we are working on and view it very well.
Check the math. Cook the bitterness in a copper pot. Served it cold to the ghosts in the cellar. Every nightmare bought a new acre of land. Iron in the blood, but platinum on the neck. Heavyweight. Heavyweight. A general of a ghost battalion suits. The interior is red like the battlefield. 12-cylinder engine screaming louder than the voices. I trade my peace for a higher profit margin. Heavy head resting on a silk pillowcase. War scars looking like expensive designer labels. Still winning. Managing the chaos like a corporate board meeting. The trauma is just a tax on the crown. Victory tastes like cold iron and vintage wine.
So you're still experiencing some errors.
Stitch the open wounds with pure gold thread. Medals on the chest of a haunted man. Salute the survivor. The war is quiet. Built the fortress out of broken glass. No surrender in the middle of the luxury. Never fold. I own the demons that used to own me. Now
So let's fix them.
Sign the check. We good.
And accept this. Let's fix it and then so these have been edited. We are going to look into the elements that have been changed and run our app. So let's do this. Let's reload it from there.
Just me in the 64 leaning left, swerving around the potholes on Atlantic Avenue. Swerving around the potholes on Atlantic Avenue. Sun hitting the paint, keeping my cool. I remember when the tank was on empty. Now the hydraulics do the talking for me. Used to run when the sirens got loud. Now I just tilt the brim, keep driving. My mama told me patience is a weapon, so I sharpened the blade and waited. Seen them fold under the pressure of the block. I just fixed the chrome and stayed on track. Red rags and blue flags in the rear view, but I'm colorblind to the hate they spew. Just another day in the land of the heat. We just riding. It's a long road, but the seats are leather. Pressure makes diamonds. I'm just holding the weight.
So we're still getting errors. So let's send this error to. So I'm currently getting this error. Can you please sort it out and ensure that everything has been set out with expo maps, and ensure that as a senior engineer you deal with this specific error that is presenting itself repeatedly.
From the plastic crate, he seen it all. From the riots to the riches, told me keep your head down, eyes on the prize. My presence alone got the weight of the coast. No more jumping fences when the lights flash. Just a slow creep through the neighborhood I built, keeping it 100 till the tank hits zero. We just riding. It's a long road, but the seats are leather. Pressure
So we are making these refinements. What we are working on the navigation route using Expo, and this navigation route is on one of our onboarding screens. So we want to refine it to get the exact navigation route. So I figured we could be able to implement this using Expo effectively well. So that's what we are implementing. So if you are not able to implement it, then we shall maybe prioritize a different kind of so let's proceed. We have a new implementation plan. Let's proceed and implement it, and then we shall review it well. I think it has implemented it very well. So let's give it this arrow. So now when it comes to the navigation route, I love the fact that you've placed it very well. So now we are going to restructure it. I want you to look at the exact kind of navigation route that we have. I want you to emulate its shaping. Look at the image and emulate its shaping. Also, when it comes to the starting point of the navigation route, the current one, you can maintain it, but when it comes to how it is curving to the destination endpoint, you should clone the exact shape that we have in the image that I've attached. Also, when it comes to the endpoint of the navigation route, currently I want you to shift the location icon that we have and shift it and place it to the endpoint of that very navigation route. And with that, I also want you to ensure that you are going to decrease on the height of that specific card that houses all that, the navigation card, and ensure that the text card that is above, that is holding the number of kilometers, and also the card that is below it, which is the one tap card, ensure that they are fully visible. Currently, they are being cut off on the edges. They are not visible. You need to extend them. For the one that is above, which is the kilometer card, extend it a bit below for it to be fully visible, and for the one tap card, extend it a bit above to be fully visible. So you make those refinements as a senior engineer to ensure that first of all, you've cloned the exact route, navigation route as you see it in the image that I've attached, but also you've made sure that all the refinements that I've given you are worked upon. So we have the implementation plan. Let's proceed. Okay. So let's proceed.
But my spirit ever strong. I carry my own load. Now I know where I belong. Oh, the fire starts to burn deep inside. The tables start to turn from my side. Almost see my levels now. Joy come like morning sun. We dey chop life every day. My race I don't win, I'm a winner. Oh, I find my way. Sweet life every day.
Now, when it comes to the text morning run, that is in the gem, and for the shape of the navigation route, I want you to clone the exact shape of the navigation route. I'm going to reshare this navigation route. Yet, yes, you've tried, but you've not clone the exact shape. I'm going to reshare it so that you clone the exact shape of the navigation route.
Clásico y un cencerro energético.
So these are the two elements that you're going to work on. When you're changing the text, I want you to ensure that for this specific screen or the text that you've changed, when it comes to other languages, given that we have logic for other languages, the text also that you've changed needs to be translated to other languages so that when users switch to that language, they can be able to view that. Now, for the texts that are outside the card, I want you to also align them in the center from the right to the left. The header text and the subtext that is below it, align them in the center from the right to the left. So these are the refinements that you should make, and ensure that when you're making these refinements, you adhere to the structure that we have been using in our implementation plan. Provide it to me, and then I review it, and then we approve and continue to make these refinements.
Siente el impulso de llegar al final. Bajo las nubes el éxito es real. El fuego interno arde en nuestro ser. Subiendo fuerte, nada que temer. Siente el impulso de llegar al final. Bajo las nubes el éxito es real. El fuego interno arde en nuestro ser. Subiendo fuerte, nada que temer. Abajo todo es solo un punto pequeño. Dueños del triunfo, dueños del empeño. Se ve tan claro bajo el cielo azul. Todo es victoria, con fuerza arón atrás. Sigue subiendo, no mires jamás. Mi fe es roca, mi aliento es victoria. Dando el máximo, entrando en la historia. La historia, nuestra historia. El bajo desaparece, solo quedan la percusión, el cencerro y voces, pero potentes, más alto que el sol.
hasta la cima. Nací entre bloques de cemento gris, masticando el polvo de la derrota cotidiana, masticando el polvo de la derrota cotidiana. No pedí
I see when it comes to
cada tropiezo fue una lección de fuerza, caminando sobre el vidrio roto del barrio, sin monedas pero con el
when it comes to the locate item text, I want you to align it in the center from the right to the left and make it bold. Make it bold and change its color to black, but also ensure that in other languages that we have in our app, we have logic so that when we switch to those languages, that particular text changes to those languages. That is very, very important.
subiendo la escalera hecha de cicatrices, del suelo al cielo, sin mirar atrás, haciendo que el dolor trabaje para mí. Hoy domino lo que ayer me golpeaba. Mi disciplina es un arma cargada. Nos abuela tira osteo. No dependo de la suerte ni el azar. Esto es matemática pura y sudor frío. Hoy domino lo que ayer me podolpeaba. Motor